Alright everyone, it's time for Vermont Issues episode 16, a pot dispensary for Rutland in the Norman Rockwell Museum. There's a building, it's actually very close to here. It's like not even 5 minutes away really. Right on the sort of northeast side of Rutland. And it's this rather large building. It's sort of barn looking. I think it might be like an added on to refurbished barn actually, in reality. And it's the Norman Rockwell Museum. Now they've got a whole lot of prints. We're talking thousands of old prints from Norman Rockwell's time. They've got a gift shop and all sorts of stuff. I've been inside of it. I haven't been inside of the museum where they give tours, but I've been inside the rest of the building. And it's interesting, you know, if you know anything about or you're interested at all in the work of Norman Rockwell, one of the main iconic artists of our time, really. And so it's an interesting place to go, but, and here's the big but, the idea of a single artist museum like that really only applies to those who are really into that kind of art. Like if you're in the area, maybe you visit it once or twice. Ultimately, though, once you've taken the tour, not much else to do. If you're a tourist, maybe you're really into Rockwell and you've come to the area during one of the tourist seasons, you're like, oh, well, you know, I'm done skiing for the day. I'm going to go head over to the museum and poke around for half an hour or something. But that kind of marketing model isn't exactly great. It's not exactly going to pull in enough money to justify the sheer size of this building, which is quite large. It's it's rather large. So now they're planning to potentially have the property purchased to turn it into a marijuana dispensary. I would think it would be well suited not just to dispense, but also if it had its own grow operation. It is large enough. You know, you could knock out parts of the roof and have sort of a greenhouse look. Or you could have, you know, use it for storage, I guess, or processing marijuana from people who have grown it. And then dispense it in basically what's now the gift shop. Yeah, that would work pretty well, and I'm sure it would be very popular around Rutland. It'd probably be, I would have to worry about the downtown creeping up this way, I think, after a while. Specifically because so many people would go there. They get high, they get the munchies, they're going to all those restaurants. Those will be expanding pretty quickly. All the 3 or 4 restaurants that are in that general part of the city, they're going to do well. They're hoping that the sale goes through. And the gas stations, too, they're like, oh, we're going to need to expand our Twinkie supply a little bit. I would generally support this. Like, if the museum, which the building has been up for sale for a year, if they're willing to, you know, I don't know if they're planning to relocate or if they're like, well, this isn't economically tenable, we're going to shut down, or if they're fusing with one of the other sort of artsy locations in Rutland. Or moving, maybe they move to Burlington, maybe they go up next to the UVM campus. You'd probably do better there for all the art history kids. If they intend to do something like that, and they're not, you know, they're not getting forced out or anything, yeah, sell it to a pot dispensary, I guess. I won't be taking advantage of it, but trust me, thousands of other people in the Rutland area will. Yeah, it'll be more popular than any of the bars, and those are already popular enough as is. It'd be a good location too. It's right on one of the main roads. You know, sort of at the edges of the developed part of the actual sort of metro area. So it's more, you know, not that far away from the semi-rural locations that some people living outside of the city itself live in. But it'd be a good location, it'd be a good service. People need to get their medicine somewhere, might as well put it there. It's up for sale. And it's scenic, and then all of the intoxicated people can go on a nice countryside drive or something like that. And I can almost hear the not in my backyard people who live like right around the Norman Rockwell Museum. Oh, it'll be an eyesore, it'll be terrible. We've got this nice scenic, pretty cute red sort of barn building with a little bridge and everything. Going to it, it actually goes across the road, and it used to be dilapidated. I think they've fixed it now. We've got this wonderful scenic building, and now it's going to be a place for potheads. The only thing I would worry about is there won't be enough parking space or something like that. Trying to turn out to the left on that route during a high traffic hour would be suicidal. and these people might, of course, be high. So you might need some traffic enforcement. It would probably pay for itself pretty quickly. And I'm sure that selling that kind of item, which so many thousands of people in the region and many thousands more weed tourists will want, yeah, I can imagine that they're going to do brisk business. You won't have any problem about them paying the rent or anything like that. Let them buy the friggin' building. Let them put in their dispensary. I'm sure that I'll see over the coming weeks or something. I'm sure I'll see some local reports from the Not in My Backyard crowd. You know, some out-of-stater with a trust fund bought their mountainside McMansion, and they look down at the Rockwell Museum and smile as they drink their microbrew. And now they have to look at a pot dispensary. Oh, the land value will fall. Ooh, it's going to be terrible. Now, who cares? You know, you're not even from this state, so your opinion doesn't really count so much. State government might think it does. I think the city of Rutland cares a little bit less, so screw yourself, basically. But, yeah, you could use a larger, like a pot dispensary sort of front. Help fight the war on opiates, too. You know, you get someone, they're on opium, some sort of opiate half the time. They're going through withdrawal. They're going to smoke weed to take care of some of the worst symptoms, you know, like vomiting repeatedly, not being able to hold any food down, you know, what's it called, dysphoria, or anhedonia, I believe it's called. You know, basically feeling like trash. Yeah, it might help them a little bit with that. They can get a meal down, maybe they feel a little bit better, and then they zone out, and hopefully it distracts them. Maybe they listen to some music or something, get them clean. So that they're using something less harmful. I'm not opposed to that. I don't take up the, some people take up a line. They're like, oh, drugs are degenerate. Who fucking cares? I would assume that somebody smoking weed occasionally is a little bit better than them shooting up heroin on a regular basis and not being able to function. Maybe you disagree. Okay, you have your opinion. I have mine, I suppose. But I would support this. And again, having been inside of it, and having been around that, you know, area frequently, it doesn't get a lot of people coming in. Sometimes there's a school trip, they can go on a tour or something. But it's not really, it's a nice business, it's a nice museum, a for-profit sort of museum. But, you know, you've only got one person that you're showcasing. I know they have one room in there where they have local artists and they showcase their work, and when people come in, they see that too. That doesn't cut it. You go online, generally speaking, if you're trying to find sort of the art world now, the old model of museums, unless they're multi-purpose or geared specifically towards catering to education or something, and they get a subsidy, they can't really make it. They're not economically feasible. We have to be pragmatic about this and say, well, you can't just throw limitless amounts of money at this. Why don't we just subsidize the weed, and then they can go online and look at art, I guess, or something like that. Some VanGogh.com or something like that. Yeah, a little bit of a breakdown of culture maybe there, but Rutland needs a dispensary. People need they don't just want to get drunk, they want to get high, apparently, too. That's okay. I think it's a medical marijuana dispensary, so you have to have like a card from your doctor saying, oh, this person needs to toke up. Yeah, they'll give that to anybody, though. The stringency involved is fairly low. Hey, you felt bad yesterday? You must have, maybe you're depressed. Okay, I'll give you a gram or something. You'll feel better, don't worry. Once you get that hydro up in you. I'm not sure that I really care about that. And I already drink. Somebody who's feeling bad or going through a rough time, they can already drink themselves to death. Why not just let them toke up? It's probably cheaper. It's certainly less harmful to their body, so who cares? That's about all. Peace out.